Question number 151. Read following sentences carefully and select the correct option with respect to true and false. And the very first statement is, measles granules are present in cytone and dendrites but absent in axon. And this is a correct statement, so this is a true statement. As you can see here in this diagrammatic representation of neuron, these measles granules are present in the cytoplasm or cell body, also known as cytone, and in the dendrites but not in the axon. So this is a true statement. The next statement is, Schwann cells are absent in unmyelinated nerve fibers in PNS. And as it is an incorrect statement, so this is a false statement, because Schwann cells are responsible for the formation of myelin sheath as well as neurolemma in PNS. The next statement is, neurolemma is present around both myelinated and unmyelinated nerve fibers in PNS. And this is a correct statement, so this is a true statement. The last statement given is, hypothalamus regulates planning and execution of stereotyped movement. And as it is an incorrect statement, so this is a false statement, because it is not hypothalamus but basal ganglia. Basal ganglia of brain which regulates planning and execution of stereotyped movement. So the correct answer to this question is option number 1, that is true, false, true, false. The correct answer is option number 1. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 152. In given figure, there is diagrammatic representation of impulse conduction through an axon. If A represents point of application of stimulus, then select incorrect statement. And the very first statement is, direction of impulse conduction is from A to B. And as it is a correct statement, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question. Direction of depolarization or direction of impulse conduction is actually the direction of current flow. And as you can see here, if the point of application of threshold stimulus is A, then the direction of flow would be from A to B. So the very first statement, that is direction of impulse conduction is from A to B, is an incorrect statement. The next statement given is, direction of current inside exolemma is from A to B. True. And outside is from B to A, and as it is also a correct statement, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question. The next statement is, depolarization takes place due to sudden increase in permeability of exolemma for sodium ions and their influx, and as it is also a correct statement, so this cannot be a correct answer to our question. When there is application of threshold stimulus, there is increase in permeability of exolemma to sodium ions, and there is influx of sodium ions, and this will lead to depolarization. The last statement given is, influx of sodium ions occurs at point A through sodium-potassium pump. So depolarization is considered as active process, and this is an incorrect statement and is a correct answer to our question, because depolarization is because of concentration gradient and it is independent on the sodium-potassium ATPase pump, which is responsible for maintaining the polarization state and not for this depolarization state. So the correct answer to this question is option number 4. Let's discuss our next question. Question number 153. Hypothalamus contains a number of centers and control all of the following except. Options are urge for eating, body temperature, sexual drive, and conversion of short-term to long-term memory. And the correct answer to this question is option number 4, that is conversion of short-term to long-term memory. Because all other functions like urge for eating, body temperature, and sexual drive are controlled by hypothalamus. This hypothalamus contains a number of centers which control body temperature, urge for eating, drinking, emotions like anger, fear, have centers for sexual drive, have center for satiety or satisfaction, and emotions like expression of love, anger, etc. So these are the incorrect options, and the correct answer is option number 4, conversion of short-term to long-term memory, because it is hippocampus and not hypothalamus which deals with the conversion of short-term to long-term memory. So the correct answer to this question is option number 4. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 154. Select the correct option with hormones which are poured into portal veins. And the very first option is insulin, glucagon and growth hormone. And this is an incorrect option because insulin and glucagon are the hormones which are carried via hepatic portal vein to their respective cells, whereas growth hormone is released from anterior pituitary gland directly into the blood. The next option is vasopressin, insulin and prolactin, and this is also an incorrect option because vasopressin, also known as antidiuretic hormone or ADH, is released from posterior pituitary gland, and prolactin is also released from the pituitary gland, and these are not transported through portal veins. On the other hand, insulin is transported through portal vein. The next option is oxytocin, vasopressin and insulin, and this is also an incorrect option because insulin, yes, it is transported through portal vein, but oxytocin and vasopressin, which are stored and released from the posterior pituitary gland, they are not transported through portal veins. The next option given is GHRH represents growth hormone releasing hormone. Then PRH represents prolactin releasing hormone. And TRH, which stands for thyrotropin releasing hormone. These are hypothalamic hormones which are poured into the anterior pituitary gland through this hypothalamic hypophyseal portal vein. So the correct answer to this question is option number 4 because this growth hormone releasing hormone, prolactin releasing hormone and thyrotropin releasing hormone, these are hypothalamic hormones which are poured into anterior pituitary gland through hypothalamic hypophyseal portal vein. So the correct answer to this question is option number 4. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 155. Select the correct match with respect to same number of bones. And the very first option is cranial bones and the match given is facial bones. And we know that cranial bones are 8 in number whereas facial bones are 14 in number. So this is an incorrect match. The next option is carpals of one limb and tarsals of one limb. And we know that carpals are 8 in number in one limb whereas tarsals are 7 in number in one limb. So this is also an incorrect match. The next match given is cranial bones and carpals of one wrist. And cranial bones, which are 8 in number, is equal to the number of carpals of one wrist, which are also 8 in number. So this is a correct match and is a correct answer to our question. The last option is vertebrae and the match given is skull bones. And in humans we know skull bones are 22 in number, whereas there are 26 serially arranged vertebrae present in the vertebral column of an adult man. So these vertebrae are, so there are 26 serially arranged vertebrae. So this is also an incorrect match. So the correct answer to this question is option number 3. Let's proceed to the next question.